Yes, greetings, greetings. This is Chief Iakongoi. Yeah. Over the years, there's been so much discrepancies and wars internally with I and I own Rastafari family that we have to get past the pretense, the negligence of neglecting to focus on the wrongs that have been done, the consequence, the punishments, the you know the law and order that needs to be in place so that ones don't continue to violate each other and to make decisions with, we would say, people that we would consider to be questionable in their interests in our Rastafari intellectual property, in the Rastafari's governance and future. And so when ones have the ability to say they represent us and to speak in our turn or in our interest, yet they are out there making sure that they grease and line their pockets first and these things are abominable acts that Rastafari should not be called up and spoken of in such a light. Yet we find it to be something that is like a virus that has caught many of the so-called leadership. Yeah, and so we bun it out and we speak on it, and many of them are angry, but it doesn't matter. Do you know why? It is the people who has lacked the knowledge and have been ignorant to their rights. Yeah, there might be some idea or a little whiff of the information of being a sovereign or a indigenous. But you see, this indigenous sovereign awareness campaign we're on to initiate the whole family into their rightful political status. This is the stance that needs to be taken to move Rastafari to the next degree. See, so every generation should have a duty in the Rastafari community to move the Rastafari one more degree. This is how we get where we're going, to the destination, latitude and longitudes that we have intentions of reaching. We need to start putting some time brackets. We need to start documenting the milestones after we've accomplished them. This is how we know that we are moving forward. You know what I mean? So, as far as an indigenous sovereign global self-governance structure, this is where we are today, where the duty is fallen upon I and I, as the Rastafari today, to bring this to a reality. So don't stick your foot and stuck in the mud. Don't have your head in the sand. This is a responsibility. And what is your ability to respond to this need? This need for the Rastafari community to be brought up to speed, updated as far as where we are and how we become this state within a state, country within a country, nation within a nation. Rastafari must make that distinction and stop playing around. Yeah, we are. Let me tell you an example. Over these years that I've been forward on the island of Jamaica, my only intent was to establish a commune on the top of my hills. 20 years have gone by, and I've been on almost everybody else's land, involving everybody else's arguments, debates, and these things. And the project that I came to do is on hold, with hopes, with me hoping these ones would awoken and come and give help and strength to the project, right? And so I went off into doing everybody else thing. Another example, the storm blew or Hurricane Beryl came. I tried to go into everybody's yard to help them. Only one person can be seen to help me. is Bungo Danny. And you know, this was months, almost like a month and a half later, that finally I was able to go chop up the big trees and woods in my yard. Not saying other people didn't have power saws and cutting up things in people's yard. No one volunteers for you when they think you're that strong person. You can do it all alone. You know what I mean? So over the years, that's been the case where I've been all over the place, but no one comes to our place. You see, this is wrong. It is time to make a decision. Or you just go Rasta with the Irish smoke a spliff and watch the world, you know? Or are you going to be someone involved like His Majesty who took on the world, who went to every leader he could on the planet to bring them up to speed and par? See, we gave Rise Ahead a homework to research a 20-page document. But at the same time, we recognize the lack of people's willingness to read and participate fully. So I suggest we get more intensified and focused and lasered in on the topics in the 20-page document that we want Rise Ahead and the family to be focused upon. Okay? Which would be majorly the fact that the liaison or ex-liaison for the Rastafari and the government of Jamaica in the sense of Ministry of Culture, what's her name, Barbara Hannah Blake, something to that effect. Pardon me if I keep forgetting. But that person was said to have become, without I votes, the liaison to the government. Now, after the EduMac has taken them to the Millennium Council, has taken them to the UN surge based on discriminatory work and infringement on our indigenous rights, they had to kick out, you know, these groups of Rasta that they were working with in the government. The EduMac did that by bringing light to the fact of what was taking place, that there should not be a Rastafari secretariat governed or in the office of another government. See? And so we want ones to overstand the seriousness and the roles ones need to recognize they need to be playing in this, you know, in this drama, this cosmic drama. And that your role is called and your name has been selected. Are you going to play your part in this shift and change of the Rastafari into its own nation, state, government? We can do this. We do this by empowerment from the people to empower I and I as the representatives to make this happen. So once you recognize the work that we're on and agree with it, you play the role or the part you can play even if it's with a signature where you don't have to lift one leaf. You see, you just put your signature, agreement to this movement for self-governance, taking up our political status, like Maroons, Moors, everyone else has their identity, their nationhood, state, everything else. We can do this. This is what we are doing. So get on board, overstand the mission. And so when we give ones a 20-page document to research, for like 3 weeks, going on a month, we're going to give you to research that document, read it, get familiar with it. You then catch up the speed of what is taking place in the Rastafari community in order to say that you are a member of it with responsibility and calling for accountability, not neglecting the job to watch these ones who say they are administrators, because they can just end up being traitors. So that is my duty, to call the family with candid, open, straightforward truth to this position we have reached. Are you going to play a part, or are you going to stand apart from this grand movement of the unification of Rastafari and the one government globally?